You were at the top of the table over in League 2 as Walsall remain tip at the top of the table and look destined for League 1, but who of course looks destined to join them. We're going to take a look at that and much more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. It's all about match day number whatever it is over in League 2. What am I talking about? I'm talking about match day number 27. That's right, coming at you this bloody weekend. That's right, of course. It is to be caught. Walsall from the best got. Can they be caught? 12 points clear over their nearest and dearest Crewe, with Salford sitting in third right now. But that could all change, of course, this weekend. We'll take a look at it, all of it in a second. If you knew where you've been, smash your subscribe button. You want to subscribe for League 2, Rovers, World Football. We're going to all hear under one roofski. Oh, shit. Of course, spoiler alert, I am recording this during the weekend of the FA Cup. So stuff might still be happening right here, right now as we speak. That also might happen, of course, throughout the next couple of days. But what we're going to do now, though, is revisit those last round of games and then, of course, kick on forward to the next one. Alrighty then, folks, let's turn the clock back to those last round of games, and these were those. That's right. And again, I am recording this ahead of time, so I don't actually know what actually took place. But what I can tell you is it was a miserable weekend of football over in League 2, with only a couple of these going ahead. Walsall did beat Tranmere 5-1, and as of recording, Swindon were level with Crewe with 0-0. The rest did not go ahead. So not much went ahead over in League 2. And again, the table will be hopefully updated when I do edit this in a couple of days' time. So take a look at that as you will. Same can be said for the Prediction League. Just keep on doing your thing. We'll be back and bring you an update next time. But of course, if you missed the combined League 1, League 2 video from this past weekend, check that out. That gave you an updated review of the league tables in the old Prediction League. But these are the next round of games, and they are coming at you thick and fast, starting with this coming Saturday. It'll be Harrogate up against Cheltenham. So let's get in the deep end on this one then, shall we? Of course, coming at you from Harrogate on Friday night. All eyes on this one. Simon Weaver's Harrogate just one win in the last 6. They are 20 for the table, 25 points for the campaign. They are still in a relegation discussion. As for Cheltenham under Michael Flynn, they are in 5th, 13 for the table, just one defeat in the last 6, and they've played Harrogate 3 times since 2021. And they've won all 3 of them, including the last time they played at Harrogate, which was a 1-0 win back in February 2021. And they also played each other this past season over in Cheltenham. It was back in September. It was a 1-0 win for them as well. So, 3 times they played, just the 1 goal conceded against Harrogate, who do come into this on the back of that 2-0 win over Barrow. Cheltenham's last match back on New Year's Day was the 0-0 draw against Port Vale. The odds for this one, 95 Richard Harrogate, 64. Yet Cheltenham, 23-10. The draw. All eyes on this one, but I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Points apiece. And, of course, moving on to the next one. Carlisle United up against Bradford City. That's right. Carlisle are in that relegation spot. They are down there in the doldrums. 24 for the table. 18 points for the campaign. Just 1 win in the last 6. Up against Bradford under Graham Alexandra. They are in playoff discussion, as they are each and every year season, but they've just lost once in the last 6. They played each other 21 times since 2006. 11 wins Carlisle, 7 wins for Bradford. There's been 3 draws between the two sides. The last time they played over at this very venue, it was in the League 2 playoffs back in May 2023. Carlisle came out with a 3-1 win. They've also played each other this campaign at the Valley Parade. It was a 2-1 win for Bradford back in September. In fact, the away side has not won this game since Carlisle beat Bradford at Valley Parade back in December 2020. Bradford on the back of that 3-1 win over Grimsby. Carlisle with a 1-0 loss to Tranmere most recently. The odds here, 23-10 is your host. 23-10 is the draw. 65 is your away win here. Going to go with a 2-1 victory for Bradford City to get himself back in the discussion for playoffs. Meanwhile, Gillingham up against Doncaster. That's right, coming over at Gillingham. John Coleman's boys are 14th for the table, 30 points for the campaign. Winless in the last 4, and they've lost 3 on the spin. Up against Doncaster and Grant McCann, they're on 42% form for them at the moment, winning 2 over the last 6 games. They are 7th with 40 points for the campaign, up against Gillingham, who are 14th with 30 points for the campaign. Now, they played each other 27 times since 2005, 9 wins apiece and 9 draws. The last time they played each other at Gillingham, it was a 2-2 draw. The last time they played each other, this, of course, was this season back in September, and was a 1-0 win for Doncaster. Coming at you, the visitors are on the back of a 2-1 loss to Port Vale. Gillingham lost at home to Bromley most recently. They haven't scored a goal in the last 3 matches. The odds for this one, 12-5 is your Gillingham, 6-5 is your Doncaster, 11-5 is the draw. New manager bounce for me. Going to give it a 2-0 win for Gillingham, surprise, surprise. And maybe get them back in the discussion for those playoffs. Meanwhile, Accrington Stanley, they're up against Notts County, of course, coming over and Accrington. John Doolan's Stanley on 19th in the table, 25 points for the campaign, up against Notts County and Stuart Maynard. They are 6th in the table, 40 points for the campaign, are coming into this on the back of just 1 defeat in the last 5. They played each other 20 times since 2006, 6 wins Accrington, 8 wins Notts County. There's been 6 draws between the two sides, including a draw the last time they played over at Accrington Stanley. It was a 2-2 draw back in March 2024, but the last time they played was at Notts County back in September. It was a 2-0 win for Notts County, who are unbeaten against Stanley over the last 3. Stanley, though, did lose to Liverpool. Who were they? Exactly, in the FA Cup, 4-0 loss there. Notts County with a 2-0 win over Swindon most recently. That was back on the 4th of Jan. The odds for this one, what are we looking at? We're looking at Stanley 2-1 for the victory, 13-10. Your Notts County 2-5 is the draw. This could be an away win, but I'm back in the hosts. All right, indeed. 2-1, Stanley taking the points. Meanwhile, Wimbledon, they're up against Tranmere, coming over at Plough Lane. Wimbledon under Johnny Jackson, they are in the playoffs. They are 5th right now, 40 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 5. Up against Tranmere, Nigel Atkins still at the helm, 21 points for the campaign. They are 25 points for the campaign. They are 21st in the table. They have played Wimbledon 8 times since 2014. There's been 3 wins for the Dons, 2 wins for Tranmere. There's been 3 draws between the two sides. The last time played at this very venue, it was a 4-1 win for Wimbledon back in September 2023. They also played each other at Prenton Park this campaign. It was back on match number 5. It was a 2-0 win for the Dons as well. Wimbledon on the back of that 2-1 win over Newport County. Tranmere gets spanked by Walsall on the 11th, which was, of course, today. The odds for this one, then, we look at Wimbledon 5-4 on for the victory, 50-4 is your Tranmere, 12-5 is the draw. Going to go home winners here, only 1 winner in my eyes. Meanwhile, Bromley up against Colchester. This one's tough. Of course, coming at Bromley, Andy Woodman's boys are 12th in the table, 34 points for the season, just 1 defeat in the last 6. Colchester under Danny Cowley, they are 60th for the table, 27 points for the campaign, but back-to-back defeats. Now, these two clubs have played each other twice since 2009. Nothing for Bromley, 1 win for Colchester. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. The last time we played at this venue was back in November 2009. It was a 4-0 win for Colchester. That was in the FA Cup. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture at Colchester ended up all square back in September. Colchester, what are they? They're taking on Cheltenham in the FA Cup. That's in a couple of days' time. Meanwhile, Bromley the same, taking on Newcastle. That's tomorrow. But again, when this video comes out, it's probably already happened. The odds for this one then, shall we? We're looking at Bromley 11-10 for the victory, 5-2. Your Colchester 23-10 is the draw. Going to go with a 1-1 draw here, just like the reverse fixture earlier in the campaign. Meanwhile, a bit of a Northwest crunch clash coming at you over at Morecambe, as Morecambe do host Crewe. Morecambe under Derek Adams, they are 23rd in the table, 20 points for the campaign. They are, of course, just 2 wins in the last 4. Up against Crewe under Lee Bell, 2nd in the table, 42 points for the campaign, and they're looking A-OK right now. Played each other 19 times in 2009, 5 wins Morecambe, 11 wins for Crewe. There's been 3 draws between the two sides, but the last time they played at this very venue was a 1-0 win for Crewe back in April 2024. The reverse fixture at Grimsby Road was a 1-0 win for Crewe. So back-to-back 1-0 wins, back-to-back clean sheets for Crewe, and they're coming into this on the back of a 4-1 win over Bromley. That was back in the 5th. Of course, Chelsea did tonk Morecambe 5-0 most recently in the FA Cup. A good day out, perhaps, for Morecambe, but yeah, not the greatest. 27-10 is your Morecambe, 21-20 is your Crewe, 23-10 is the draw. 1 winner for me, going on the wayside. 2-1 win. Crewe taking the points and moving the chains. Grimsby Town up against Chesterfield, coming at you over at Grimsby. That's right, Grimsby under David Artell, 9th for the table, 37 points for the campaign. Back-to-back defeats for them up against Chesterfield under Paul Cook, 10th for the table, 34 points for the season. They have got 3 defeats on the spin. They have played each other 16 times since 2003, 8 wins Grimsby, 6 wins Chesterfield, 2 draws between the two sides. The last time they played at this very venue, it was a 1-0 win for Chesterfield back in December 2021 in the National League. They've also played each other twice this season, once in the league at Chesterfield, 2-1 when it was for Chesterfield. They also played each other in the EFL Trophy Northern, and that also ended up with a 3-2 win for Chesterfield. The hosts on the back of a 3-1 loss to Bradford most recently, Chesterfield losing to MK Dons on New Year's Day. The odds for this one, Grimsby 7-4 for the victory, 29-20 is your Chesterfield, 12-5 is the draw. Tough one, but I am going to go with the visitors. Yet another away win for me. Moving the chains, we go Port Vale up against Newport County, coming at you at Vale Park. Darren Moore's boys are 4th in the table, 41 points points for the season. Currently on the outside looking in. They are coming into this on back-to-back games without a defeat up against Newport County under Nelson Jardem. 18th in the table, 26 points for the season, 3 defeats in the spin. They played each other 10 times since 2017, 2 wins for Port Vale, 5 for Newport County. There's been 3 draws between the two sides. Port Vale coming into this last time they played at this very venue was a 2-1 win for the Welshies. Meanwhile, the reverse fixture in Wales was a 4-1 win for Port Vale when they were really cooking with gas. Back in September. Port Vale on the back of a 2-1 win over Doncaster most recently. And of course, Newport County losing to Wimbledon back in a couple 10 days back or so. Coming at you right here, right now, the odds. We are looking at Port Vale 25-12 on for the victory here. 60-5 is the draw. 11-2 Euro away win here. We're going Port Vale 2-0 winners over at Newport County to get back to or maintain their good bit of run right now. Meanwhile, Salford up against Fleetwood. That's right. Coming at you over at Salford. Carl Robinson's boys are third in the table, 42 points for the season, up against Fleetwood under Pete Wild. That's right. 16th in the table, 27 points for the campaign. They've only won once out of the last 6. Now, they have played each other twice since 2018. 1 win for Fleetwood, nothing for Salford. There's been 1 draw between the two sides. The last time they played, it was at Fleetwood. It was the reverse fixture back in October 2024. It was a 2-2 thriller. Salford are on the verge of taking on Manchester City today. They're expected to get tonked on that one, but their last match in the league was a 1-0 win over MK Dons. Fleetwood on the back of a 2-1 loss to Doncaster, and the odds right here, right now, we're looking at Salford 11-10 for the victory, 9-4. The draw 13-5 is your away win. Salford are cooking with gas right now, and I'm going to go with another win. 3-1 winners for Salford to make a push for the automatics. Meanwhile, Swindon Town up against Barrow coming at you over at Swindon. Of course, Ian Holloway's boys are 22nd in the table, 24 points for the campaign. They're coming into this on the back of a defeat. We'll talk about that later. Barrow under Stephen Clements without a win in the last 4, just 1 win. In 6, they are 28 points for the campaign, 15th in the table, and have played Swindon 7 times since 2021. There's been 3 wins Swindon, 2 wins Barrow. There's been 2 draws between the two sides, including a draw last time around. Of course, the reverse fixture at Barrow back in September. It was a 1-1 draw. Swindon on the back of that 2-0 loss to Notts County. That was the most recent one for them, up against Barrow, who did lose to Harrogate, of course, as well in their last round of matches. The odds for here, 19-10 is your Swindon, 7-5 is your Barrow, 23-10 is the draw here. We're going to go with a 1-0 win for Swindon because Barrow look a little bit wobbly at the moment. And of course, we're going to wrap it all off with a ding-dong classic at the Prescott. Is tabletoppers Walsall up against MK Dons, who have really fallen off the face of the earth here. And it's coming at you at the Prescott. Played each other 35 times since 2001. It's 12 wins apiece and 11 draws. That's right. Walsall have won at least 6 home matches in a row. They are top with 55 points up against MK Dons, who are 11th with 34 points. 1-1 loss, 1 draw, 1 over the last 3. The last time they played each other at the Prescott, it was a 0-0 draw back in October 2023. The reverse fixture this campaign was a 1-1 win for MK Dons, who are unbeaten against Walsall over the last 4. In fact, they've got 4 clean sheets on the spin against them in all competitions and all venues. 20-17 on your Walsall, 27-10 the draw, 29-10 the away win here, but there's only going to be 1 winner. Walsall look that good. Might as well give them the title. 2-0 winners. Walsall taking the points and getting promoted very, very soon. That's it, guys. My picks. Don't forget to get your picks in using the link. And of course, we'll be back very, very soon with the next one. But until then, subscribe, smash the like, catch you later. But until then, guys and girls, we are just about done.